Donald Trump is facing a threat he never saw coming, impeachment, but not from his enemies. It's coming from his own party. A Republican congressman just said that if Trump dares to invade Greenland, impeachment will be on the table. But here's the real twist. This isn't just about Greenland. This could spiral out of control faster than anyone imagined. Stick around because this story is about to break wide open and you'll want to see what's really happening behind the scenes. So what's going on? Why is even Trump's own party turning on him? It starts with something as seemingly absurd as an invasion of Greenland. But this isn't just some random threat. It's a perfect storm brewing beneath the surface. Republicans, long loyal to Trump, are now questioning his judgment. Could this be the beginning of the end? The question that no one seems to be asking yet. If Republicans are turning on him now, what happens when the real pressure starts? Now let's talk numbers. Polls are coming in and they're not looking good for Trump. A recent survey reveals that 49% of Americans say Trump is simply too old to be president. That's a huge number, but here's the kicker. Only 36% say he's not too old. The gap is widening, the discontent is real, and it's spreading fast. But notice what's missing here. Despite all this, Trump's base remains stubbornly loyal. What does this really mean for the next election? And more importantly, what happens if the cracks in his support keep growing? And just when you think it can't get worse, it does. The tension is mounting. Trump's own party members are not just criticizing him, they're openly talking about impeachment. Meanwhile, his approval ratings are plummeting. We've seen this kind of political shift before. Remember when Nixon was on the edge of being ousted? That was the moment his entire world started unraveling. Now, Trump is facing a similar kind of fallout. What was once unthinkable, a Republican revolt, is becoming more of a reality every day. But here's where it gets really disturbing. Things that should be scandals, things that would bring any other president to their knees, are almost being shrugged off. Why? But here's the real kicker. Trump isn't just losing support from within his party, he's making it worse. Take his recent behavior, the bizarre party at Mar-a-Lago, the strange events, the dog costumes. This is a man clearly unraveling. Meanwhile, polls show that a massive majority of Americans oppose his actions on key issues like military interventions in Iran, Venezuela, and even his handling of ICE. Yet Trump's response? He brushes it off, tweeting about great financial numbers and claiming the country has never been better. But here's what changes everything. While he's boasting about the economy, his approval ratings are sinking deeper, and the world is watching as the U.S. becomes a laughingstock. Is this really the America he promised to make great again? Things are escalating quickly. Just this week, reports surfaced of Trump's secretive financial dealings, buying up bonds from Victoria's Secret, no less. And this isn't just about an odd investment. It's part of a much bigger picture. On top of that, we've got the ongoing crisis in Venezuela, with Trump's ties to the regime there and the mounting uncertainty in Iran. All these events are stacking up, and Trump's response? He's distracted. While the world burns, he's focused on his personal gains and bizarre political stunts. And what happens if this continues? The pressure is building, and it's only a matter of time before it all implodes. So, let's take a step back. What does this mean for you, the everyday person? Well, it's not just about political theater in Washington. Trump's failures are hitting real people where it hurts. From rising foreclosure rates to millions struggling to get by while the rich get richer, this isn't just abstract politics. It's your paycheck, your health care, your home. And the worst part, many of these problems are the direct result of policies that Trump championed. If this feels familiar, if you've been feeling the squeeze, you're not alone. Let us know in the comments. How are these changes affecting your life? But let's take a moment to look deeper. What's really driving all of this? It's not just a man out of control. It's a system that's broken. The mechanisms of power that allow Trump to act with such impunity aren't just about him. They're about the structures that let this happen in the first place, the leverage he holds, the spectacle he creates, the fear he instills. It all feeds back into a cycle that no one wants to break. And here's the unsettling truth. Trump is a product of that system. But as much as we focus on the man, the real question is, what happens when the system itself starts to crack? Looking ahead, there are two paths this could take. One, Trump somehow survives this storm, doubling down on his strategy and clinging to power. But the more likely scenario, his grip on the presidency weakens. With Republicans turning on him and public support crumbling, impeachment might not be just a threat. It could become an inevitability. The real question now is, what comes next? What will this all mean for the future of American politics? Will we see a shift in leadership, or will this chaos continue to fuel Trump's rise for another term? One thing's for sure, the next move is already forming, and it's going to be a game changer. Here's the real insight. This isn't just about Donald Trump. It's about the systems, the power plays, and the forces that keep this cycle going. What started as a political experiment has turned into a high-stakes gamble for the future of the country. And as this story unfolds, the stakes only get higher. What we've seen so far is just the beginning. So, if you want to stay on top of this story and see where it goes next, make sure to follow. Because trust me, we're just scratching the surface.